the one that GCS.
All right, we'll start at 6:15, Bumba. You can start talking. This is Bumba, by the way.
Hi,
Hello.
Bumba.
He's a World commander like me. I learned a lot from him, so hopefully you'll learn a lot from him too. He's way better than me.
Yeah, Tony sucks.
Yeah.
No, joking.
And it is so hard not attacking the blue player.
Just turn off
The
UI.
blue players in our team. What's Hardstuck? Why is he? Why is this character an enemy?
All right, we can go ahead and start.
Do you start then? Okay. Is there anyone here that doesn't know Chrono at all?
You can
Like
talk in
completely
squad.
new at it or...
Oh, I just I made a PVE build, so I'm like still getting used to it.
Okay. So this build is specifically for WvW. Again, it's a melee to mid-ranged build. It's very independent. A lot of the times, if you get put in squads or whatever, you also won't get stabbed. So you can give stab to your groups and all the rest of it, but I'll go into more into that later. The first thing is traits. Let me copy my build. Right, can everyone see that?
Yep. Gonna make sure I save that 3 times.
So we'll go through chaos. You want chaos first. You get lesser chaos storm, so it's you 112. Lesser chaos storm. Um, auspicious anguish, and you're mostly taking that line for PU really. Prismatic understanding for the extra second on stealth.
Wait, can you
Make
repeat
sure you
that?
have the whole line.
No, the auspicious anguish, and then you said a second of stealth. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, for
Uh,
PU,
P
prismatic understanding.
increase stealth. Oh, okay. See it.
Next is inspiration. Uh, you have that Condi cleanse on heal. That works in combat only. Uh, out of those three, you're taking phantasms. It's whatever really. Uh, and then you want inspiring distortions, the auto. That's great. You'll be using shatters and distortions a lot. Again, that only works in combat. Uh, restorative illusions. That's great. Again, you'll be cleansing a lot on yourself, and we're mostly taking it for blurred inscriptions. And then I'll go into the signets after that. It gives your signets distortion. Again, that will pair well with inspiring distortion. And then the chrono line, you're going 1, 2, 3. It's mostly all the CC stuff. Delayed reactions, illusionary reversion, and chrono phantasma. I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory when you read them.
How
Everyone
come?
good with that?
How come lesser chaos storm on chaos?
Oh, I'll explain that when I go into the signets.
Ah, okay.
But you basically drop a chaos storm when you drop your heal signet,
Okay.
and the cooldown is 75 seconds, the internal cooldown, so it's quite long, but it's really useful when you see a bunch of single down enemies. You basically run over to them and pop your heal, and it'll drop a chaos storm on them.
Yeah, I see. That could be useful.
All okay, so the chaos storm, you run over, you pop your healing signet, it gives you distortion, it's condi cleansing, and you're giving ages to yourself and your party members if they're close enough. Again, that only works in combat. So doing it now, you won't see the ages and stuff.
Gotcha.
Everyone good with the traits?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, shall I move on? Yeah. Okay. Weapons. You're going sword focus, scepter. Sorry, sword shield, scepter focus.
Okay.
If you have those, you should put those in. If you need them, I can quite happily get them for you.
I guess everyone has it.
Yeah, everyone good with that? Okay, let's see. Uh, runes and sigils. So if you can't get durability, it's travelers.
You can get durability runes in the World v World vendor with your World v World currency.
Either or. If you're sometimes havocing, I will put in fireworks runes just for fun. But that's like, if you want more DPS or whatever, if you get fireworks.
The Traveler and or fireworks.
Uh, Durability is priority, and then
Yeah,
secondary would be Traveler,
travelers.
and then the final option is Fireworks. But you have to stay alive as long as possible, which is why your durability gives you toughness, boon duration, and maximum health. All right, next part, I guess.
Good with that? Okay, let's go over the signets, I guess, which is the main part of the build. And your skills. Let's see what you have slotted.
Oh, I think I missed. What sigils do you get?
Oh, sigils, sorry. You need double energy, double cleansing. If you can't get cleansing, you can use an alternative of your own, but I do have Sigil of Purity in. But it has to be double energy, double cleansing. The double cleansing you craft.
Yep.
And the reason for the double cleansing is it clears 3 condies every weapon swap, which is 9 seconds. So every 9 seconds you can remove 3 condies.
Sorry, so can you repeat that again? So there's double energy and
Double cleansing.
thank you.
If you can't get cleansing, because like myself, I'm on an alt at the moment, so I could only get purity from the TP.
Gotcha.
You can get on
But
your
Are you
yeah,
folks in a borderland or anything?
oh, what? Sorry.
Sorry, are you guys in a borderlands to
Edge of the
meet up
Mist.
or
Oh,
anything? Right. Okay.
Yeah, I typed it in the Discord chat. You could join my
Right.
squad.
Give me a sec.
I
if you
know.
don't have the crafting up, I would highly recommend it, because yeah, 3 condies every 9 seconds, every weapon swap is huge. Double energy you can get from the TP or craft or whatever.
Is there a banker here?
It's spawn, I think.
Yeah, upstairs. I'll show you up here.
Upstairs? Okay.
I think
It's
way upstairs. I think.
sword, shield, scepter, focus.
Nope. Mm.
All right, I guess. Uh,
900. That'll be your longest range skill. You're mostly using it for the 2 and the 3. The 3 goes through reflex shields. It's a beam attack.
The 3 goes through shields?
Yeah, it'll also keep them in combat, so
Where does it
that's why you
say
use
that it
3
goes through
mostly.
shields?
Well, it's a beam attack.
Really? It doesn't say that on the description. That's weird.
No, it doesn't.
It goes to reflex? That's crazy. Does that wait, that doesn't mean it goes through ages, right?
No.
Okay. It just goes through like domes, like bubbles, and like
Mm-hmm.
reflects. Okay.
Yeah, it's just not a projectile.
That is super interesting.
You'd be surprised.
And it's a 5 target skill. Jesus.
Are we talking about a greatsword?
No, we're talking about
No.
focus.
Scepter.
Focus. Oh
Sep
yeah, yeah.
Why did I say focus?
That's the other one.
Alright. There was a question about absorption. What? Oh, like sigil of absorption. Gotcha. So your sigils, the reason why it's energy cleansing is to survive. I mean, if you're that
Yeah,
confident that you want to run
you want
absorption, go for it.
you want that extra dodge roll too, because you have no stab, but you don't really need it. You'll be walking through everything basically, guys.
Yeah.
You good with that? Good with sigils and everything? Yeah.
That was the other question. The other question was, what's the range on focus? Oh, we already answered that. So the placement range is 900, but then the pull range is 600. So I guess technically it's 900 plus 600. Technically.
900 plus 300, isn't it?
600. It says 600 if you put my mouse
Because
over
the
it.
radius from the center of the pole,
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, but it says radius 600.
from the center of the pole.
Okay, so it would be 900 plus 300. Okay.
Oh, we'll have to go through pulling too.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can pull things here at the tower.
Right, if we're good with the armor and sigils and stuff, I'm going to go through the signets. So the most important skill for me is Signet of Midnight. I think it's also one of the best skills in the game on top of,
Shield 5.
I can't even remember now.
Shield
No,
5.
Guardian.
Oh.
Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah, Sanctuary.
Right, if you play Guardian, you take Sanctuary, right? You're amazing. So anyway, it's one of those skills that does everything. On top of your trait, it'll also now distort. If you hover over it, it removes 5 condies. It's a 3-second stealth. Uh, it, it's a stun break, and it distorts for a second. So all those things in one signet is huge. Oh, and blinds, yeah. I don't really use it for blinding though. And then you pair it with Signet of Ether. That's your heal. And you want to take Mimic and Veil. They're usually the skills that you have in. So your 3 utilities will always be Midnight, Mimic, Veil. Depending on what kind of squad you're in or what you're fighting or whatever. The skills that you change the most are Mimic and Veil. You only take Midnight out unless you have to.
Okay.
It's basically your oh shit button, and it'll be up a lot from your timers. Your elite skill, you take gravwell. But if you need extra stealth, you take mass invisibility. And then we'll go through the weapon skills, I guess, and then we'll go through combos and stuff. The reason for the weapon skills, every tag, or if you're the tag, will always want focus. It's huge. You're basically doing it for the pull. That's all it is. I need to talk about pulls.
You can practice on the NPC on the tower or the dog up ahead.
Or me.
Okay, so... Oh, can I have Lieutenant Tony?
Oh yeah, sure, sure. I mean, I'll give you a tag if you want. There you go. You're lieutenant.
Can I mark? Okay. So, whenever you pull... Oh, I'll use it on this... imagine here, on the arrow. Imagine there's a cannon there, the enemy doing whatever. The dude's up there. He's obviously not going to come over because he's an NPC. But when you pull, you never want to do it, if you can see my mark, my blue mark.
I don't see your blue mark.
You don't? Oh, 1
I
second.
see your
I'm
green
trying to place the
arrow.
arrow.
Stand where you are. I'll be there.
Okay, see where I've placed the green arrow? It's on the lip of that where cannon would be. You never want to place it there. That won't pull people over, right?
Right.
What you want to do, as it has a 600 radius, is place it further down. And how I always manage to get pulls, it's either down here or midway. So if we see where that arrow is,
Yep.
you would place the focus line there. You can see that, and then pull. And 9 times out of 10, that will bring people over the wall.
But
You also need to pay attention to where they're standing. So if they're further back, you would put the line further up. If they're further forward, you would put the line further down.
By line, do you mean the temporal curtain?
The focus line, yeah.
All right.
Like, see, I will place one here now on the arrow on the bottom there, look.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that'll catch people and they'll come flying over the wall, or, I mean, you guys have seen that, so.
Some of us actually got pulled by it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, while we're on focus, the other thing is I'm trying not to attack the friendly. This is for personal use, focus 5. It's a reflect bubble. I'll use it on this dog, but you basically want to stand here. And it reflects for you at almost a 360. Oh, we can finish killing that dog. While we're in combat, actually, you auto-attack with Scepter. It'll generate clones, but clones are mostly useless in the WvW, like, Zerg setting. But as you approach the dog, the biggest thing with Scepter is your Scepter 2. It's a counter, a block. And that'll be important for the combo later.
So like, if you're getting like rushed by a Zerg and we're caught in between, we just press 2. So that'll be a good idea, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
And move. Don't forget to
Okay,
move.
let's get away from that dude. Okay. So we'll swap to sword shield now. I'll use this bridge. So basically, shield 5 has no target limit. It's great in hallways. It's great as you're running through. But you want to double tap it or double like key press, whatever you're doing with it. And it stuns and gives you alacrity. Also, it tracks you. That's the biggest thing. We'll go through that with the combo is, say you have an enemy Zerg here, right, on the arrow. You're basically going to be able to run through double tap shield 5 as you move, and it'll come back to you over on this end. As you're doing that, you're getting alacrity. It's stunning you, stunning them. Sorry, in a line, and then you're over here. Sword. Sword 3 is okay. That's mostly to get someone close into combat.
Armored up.
Your 2 is very important. It's an evade. You completely avoid anything. And then one is just your auto. You know, that's whatever. Okay, so we've gone through the weapons. We'll go through the your shatters.
Sorry about
Your
that.
F1, 2, 3, and 4.
Do you have a question?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Armored up.
Maybe not. Maybe you just said sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, I accidentally hit our ally who's an enemy.
It's okay.
Ooh, so I have a quick question. So like for shield 5, you said like double tap. So because if I press it once, it just goes away. So I just press it twice. Back like really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this. And then come back to you, see?
Oh, okay.
Give up yet?
Thank you.
The other thing is, I didn't mention, so your shield 4 blocks attacks. It'll only work once, like this. But if an enemy hits you again, it'll... There we go. You can activate it twice. You use that because the enemy has to hit you for another activation. You use that either getting in or getting away. No, don't kill our friendly, no.
Wow.
Okay, you
Oh,
guys got
that's
that? Yeah.
cool. That was cool.
Okay, so the next thing is your shatters. Because of your trait, they're also a condi removal. So your F1, your F2, your F3. And you want to use them in that order too. They go from shortest to longest cooldown. F1, 2, and 3. That would be the order. Right, what you're basically using it for is not the shatters, the clones even. You don't care about clones. You're using your F1, 2, and 3 as a condi cleanse. Also, it gives you your alacrity timer. Here's the main part of it. Have you guys got your F timers up? F1, 2, and 3?
Yep.
So if you press F1, you'll see that it gives you the alacrity buff.
Yeah.
And it's quite short, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So your timers should be up like mine are. Now, if you press F1 again, and then press F2, so it increased that buff by a second. But you also don't want to press it too fast, because what happens is the buffs don't stack. They take over each other. So to make the most of your alacrity buff, if you get all your timers back up, you would press F1, 2, and then 3.
Okay.
And that would give you, I believe it's 4 seconds. 4 seconds of alacrity.
Don't you get more
But-
alacrity based on how many clones you have when you shatter?
Armored up.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you can get a lot of alacrity, but the only time that would happen is when you're like taking a lord or something. Because anytime it's in a Zerg setting, your clones just die. So the biggest thing for that is, as a chrono, you always want your timers up. If you're standing still and there's a fight incoming, and you're low on timers, you would do double tap shield 5. It gives you alacrity. Look at your buff bar. As soon as that's down, you tap between F1 and F2. You only use F3 if you have to. It's on the longest cooldown. But also don't forget their Condi cleanse. Also in a fight, you weapon swap every 9 seconds. It's a 3 Condi cleanse.
But a little bit confused about the double tapping on. Did you say Tides of Time?
Yeah.
What does
Just to
that
make
do?
sure you actually cast it, because sometimes of skill lags, it doesn't go
Oh,
through.
skill lag.
If that doesn't go through, and your group pushes,
Okay, that makes a lot more sense in World vs. World. Okay, thank you.
Oh shit, he's down.
It's the ogres are like throwing birds and stuff from up there.
Oh
Like,
shit, yeah, okay, let's move back here.
like I've been fighting seagulls this whole time.
Alright, so I've gone through the traits, the utilities, the weapons, the runes, the sigils.
make a point
Oh,
about
that's
the focus.
yeah, I did the focus. That was the focus line here. I'll drop it here.
You know about the
The pull.
laying down the focus line and then putting that. Wait, hold up. One of the neat tricks you could do is you use focus 5 onto an enemy, and then it'll put out the phantasm, right? When the phantasm is out there, you use focus 4 on top of your phantasm. The phantasm has a whirl finisher, to which your phantasm will whirl cleansing bolts. So you basically make a small area of effect heal. Or you could be a scumbag and pull the veil, pull by using skill number 4 again, and pull them all into your phantasm who is whirling madly.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Never thought about that.
Old school, man. One of the old things.
Okay, so I think I've gone through most of that other stuff. I'm gonna go into combos. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll go through stomping, I guess, which is where I bring in Chaos Storm. If you see, okay, so we're fighting over here. If you see a bunch of downs over here, right? And it's heavy. Like this is the combo part, so it's heavy, heavy, heavy. You would run in with shield 5, shield 4 even. It would pop again because you're being hit. So imagine my shield 4 just popped again. As I'm standing there, you would pop your heal, which drops a Chaos Storm, which gives you Distortion, and would give you the timer to stomp.
Oh.
Yeah, all of that makes sense?
Oh, what's a stomp?
So when you see an enemy single down, and you approach them and press F, you go into the stomp animation.
Yes.
Yeah. When that happens, they're able to interrupt you, or you have an enemy Zerg around you that are basically attacking you. While
Yeah.
that's happening, you've already pressed your heal signet. You get a distort, and you'll drop a chaos storm, and you'll finish the stomp because of the distort.
Do
Oh,
you have
nice.
to use the heal signet before you start stomping, or can you do it partway through?
No, use the heal signet before. So let me
Okay.
get my timers up. So there, see I got my timers up. I pressed F1, 2, 3, and double tap shield 5. That's if you're standing still doing nothing and need to get timers up. Okay, so here's the enemy. I'll use Elena. There we go, Elena. I'm running in. I've popped shield 4. I've got hit again. Shield 4 will go off again. I pressed heal Signet. Chaos Storm has dropped. I get Distort, and I finish the Stomp.
Yeah, in PvP, that's what they do a lot. They distort and stomp you.
Okay.
Alright, makes sense. Thank you.
No, it's Sword, Shield, Scepter Focus. Okay, and I'm doing all this really slow, guys. So, I mean, if you're going to practice this, I would highly recommend it, because in a fight, it's kind of fast. The other thing is, finally, the distortion part with the signets. Okay, so... Signet of Ether, your healing signet. It gives you 1 second of distortion, but there is a delay on the cast. So if you all press it, you'll see the delay. And then look at your bar for the distort. You'll see it was a very quick 1 second, right?
Yep.
So we'll go, right, we need our timers up again. So we'll press F1, 2, and 3, and then double tap shield 5. So everyone get your timers up.
Okay.
Absorption? Absorption for what? Do you mean off the room? The sigil even?
What?
Oh, I'm responding to Elena.
Oh, they whispering you.
No, they're typing in the squad chat. You blind?
You're like, oh, your squad chat's all the way up.
Oh. Is that, oh. That's old, sorry. My bad, my bad. Right, okay, so that has a delay on it, but it gives you 1 second of distortion. The other thing is Signet of Midnight. Another second of distortion. So if you all press that, but that's an instant cast.
This looks so badass, everybody casting it simultaneously.
Right, that you can mimic. Okay, so again, we'll go on to the next skill, Mimic. Mimic will mimic everything in the utility bar. So technically just only 2 skills. So I have my Mimic in my, I'll say 7, and then 8, 9 are my 2 utility skills that will mimic. So the biggest thing there is Mimic has a 10-second duration on it. So you always want to use it before you use a large skill followed by an instacast. So if I do this quickly, so I would mimic healing signet, Signet of Midnight, Signet of Midnight. What you're getting there is 3 seconds of distortion,
Wow.
and that's huge in a fight. You can basically stand in a bomb with 3 seconds of distortion. And you can carry on that combo, depending what weapon skills you have in it. Yeah. Let me get your timers back up again. Right, there we go. Okay. So the short version of that is you would Signet of Ether, pop Signet of Midnight, and that's the 2 seconds of distortion. The long version of that is Mimic, Ether, Midnight, Midnight.
Eat my dust.
So, just because I'm sure everyone else is thinking about it, why wouldn't you mimic Midnight, Midnight, Ether?
Because of the cast time on the healing signet. That would cause a gap. So if you press Signet of Ether again, you don't actually get the distortion until the end of the animation. So imagine, right, I'm here. I'm running through to the enemy Zerg. Whilst you're doing that and pressing Ether, you're getting interrupted and hit during the cast time. Signet of Midnight stops that. And let's say there's a bomb right here, and you do that combo, you're basically running through a bomb. Completely unharmed, 3-second distortion.
So you use the Signet of Midnight like as you're casting Sig of Ether?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So the short version is Ether and Midnight. The long version is Mimic, Ether, Midnight, Midnight. Okay, and then I'm going to add to that. Depending how intense a fight is, depending on the weapon set that you're currently using, so you can basically Mimic, Ether, Midnight, Midnight, Scepter 2, weapon swap, Shield 4, Shield 4. That's technically 6 seconds. 6 seconds, which is fucking huge, of blocking, evading, distorting. Everyone cool with that?
Yeah, I like it.
Everyone cool with it? Yeah, so that's why you don't need stab. The other thing is, because of all that distort and evade, you can play this guild build full glass, but yeah, I wouldn't advise it because of lag and stuff. The other thing is your, at the end of that, depending on the situation, is your, I'm going to call it the static evade, is your sword 2. You can add to that and extend it. So everyone cool with the distortion and blocks and evade? I know it's a lot to take in. It'll be even faster in combat, but once you get used to it, it's pretty decent. Okay, let's move on to the utilities. So currently I have in Mimic and Veil. Let's see. How comfortable are you guys with Continuum Split? Also, I would highly recommend changing it to an easy, accessible button, because you will be using it while moving. I'll take a couple of minutes. I can wait if you guys want to change your button for that. So, for example, my Continuum Split, I've bound it to Q, so I can tap CS as I'm moving. Have you done that, Tony? Have you?
Yeah, I used to bind it to Q.
Or bind it to a mouse button or whatever's
Yeah.
easiest for yourself.
So, man, continuous play is like the true mastery of mesmer. It's so hard. Gotta practice.
Always mess up the timing.
Well, if you pull that off, you wipe Zergs.
You used to be able to do like 4 veils and stuff, but they nerfed that.
Of course. How dare you?
How dare I?
Nice.
Okay, let me know when you've set your buttons, guys, and I'll carry on with it.
Good old double gravity well.
Ready?
Okay, so let's go through. we'll go through veils, I guess. Yeah, we'll go through. Yeah. Okay. So if everyone wants to rally over here, guys. So I don't know if the range is 900. Because of your trait now, it is stealth for 3 seconds instead of 2. Also, you don't want to cast veils too early, as they will take over the previous timer. I'm trying to think, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. You have like
Yeah, but
face
the
amount.
veil will end early. So, the double veil is very simple. It's just basically you want to pop Mimic. Let's drop our veils and run. Let's go. And then you look at your timer. And then you drop another veil at the end of your timer. You have to look at your buff bar. As soon as it says 2 seconds, you drop the other veil on your feet. And that would be the 3-second duration. Okay, so if everyone rallies over here, let's get our timers up. I'm trying to show you in like a Zerg setting, I guess. So very rarely will you see a tag call for veils in the open. We're mostly using gyros and stuff now. What I also like to do is use veils as bait. Say this yak over here is the enemy tag, right? We're over here, and the tag has basically called for gyro stealth. The energies have blasted this stealth. We're all in viz. As we're running this way, you could mimic. I don't have the timer up right now. You could mimic and drop a veil here. Right? And then what would the yak think that we're doing? That we're basically running over here when we're not. We're over here. So don't forget veils can be used as bait as well. You also want to be independent with that. I know some tags don't call it or whatever, but it is a very good strat.
Enemy also doesn't know that whether it's a veil or a temporal curtain. The focus 4 skill. So
But when they they see a bunch stealthing here and we run this way stealth, the enemy will always think that the veil line is where we are. Okay, so now that our timers are up, we're going to go through triple veils. I know you guys like doing the CS after, but I like doing it beforehand. The reason being, as we're moving forward, if you guys stay here, as we're moving forward, when you pop a CS, once the timer is done, it'll pop you back here. Which is not what you want in the middle of a fight, or if you're in a group that needs you. They've basically run off while you CS backwards, right? So here's the triple veil, right? If you, I'll do it first, but it's very fast. You basically want to veil CS, mimic, veil, veil. Okay, so the timing on that is very fast. What I have to talk about is the cast bar. Does everyone know what the cast bar is? So the cast bar is basically the cast timer, and you should see the bar above your HB circle at the bottom of the window. Like if you pop Signet of Ether, you should have a long cast bar. You see that bar?
Yep.
Veil has a very short cast bar. It literally has to be Veil CS. Like how I said that is the timer for it. So once you do Veil CS, you can mimic, Veil, Veil. And you haven't been teleported back. So if I just get my timers up.
Eat my dust.
Out of curiosity, why do you bring illusionary reversion versus just like improved alacrity? At least for like trading right now.
Sorry, on what?
So like, I think you said to bring this trait, but we could right now bring improved alacrity at least to get our cooldowns faster. But would that just be too confusing for new players? To take a trait that we're not using? Not just
Is that in the chrono line? I'm
Yeah,
just having a look.
yeah,
it improves your alacrity. Only to
yeah.
you.
I guess it's fair. Whereas I just don't see how often we'd have 3 clones in World vs. World. Like how often that happens.
Oh. Oh no, I'm wrong. Yeah, it should be that one.
Improved
Yeah,
alacrity.
cool.
I was thinking, did they change it? No, I had the wrong thing targeted. Alright, we good with that?
Yep.
We're going to practice it over here, right? If everyone rallies over here. We're basically going to run in this direction. Right, and everyone needs to follow my red target. And I'm going to walk through it slowly. So, we're in a fight. We're in the field. We're behind a castle, wherever it is. The other tag wants triple veils. So this time you're going to follow me, guys. You would veil CS. And then we're moving. Mimic. Veil. Veil. So that's your 3 veils. And this is the distance, roughly. So we've basically, if you look at my arrows, run around in a wide circle, and we started here. That is the length. I'd do it somewhere straight, but it's kind of awkward with the terrain.
Go straight from the tower. Use the bridge.
Oh, we'll run straight here when the timer comes up. So that timing for that is your timing for all your other utilities. If the tag doesn't want veil, you would put in null field. And you would basically get 3 null fields, 3 veils, 3 feedbacks, 3 wells, whatever you have slotted for that utility, you would get 3 of them. If you don't have time for CS or it's on cooldown or whatever, then it's just the 2 with the Mimic, but yeah. But that's how the 3 skill thing works.
Yeah, so the challenging part about CS is doing it without clones. But you know, if you do have clones, you get a little leeway. You get, you know, like a little booster seat to help you. You get more time.
The only time you would want to see S not in a combo. So if you guys stay there, I'm over here. There's an enemy over here, right? I would run in doing my Signet combos. In the middle of that, you would CS. And then what would happen is, while I'm fighting here, the CS would put me back here once my combos are done. But that only applies in the middle of a fight because you're melee to mid-range. Any other time, it's CS before the utilities because you're standing still. Before the tag, your party, or even you move off, you would have got your first utility off as you move, even, and then it would put you back here. Or you don't teleport at all because you haven't moved. But you still get 3 utilities. That makes sense. Is that good for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go through pull gravwell combos. I will use this keg as a marker. When a tag calls for pull, or you're doing it yourself in a Zerg fight, whichever, the longest combo is focus line, gravwell CS. You want to focus line 4 again, and you have another gravwell. So that's the full combo, just really slow. So you're basically pulling, CCing, gravwelling, all in a 600 radius. The reason for the delayed pull, they could have Aegis, stab, whatever it is. Your focus pull will strip that. If not, the first gravwell will strip that. As soon as either strips that, they get pulled. Is that good? Good with everyone? Let me refresh our timers. You can't mimic gravwell.
Refreshing.
You used to be able to, I think. A few years ago. It's been a while. Okay, here so we're just like static, getting our timers up. Constantly pressing our F skills, our shatters. Okay, so it was focus, gravwell CS, focus, gravwell. So I'm just going to do it fast. Focus, gravwell CS, focus, gravwell.
Stand your ground.
We use the CS during the gravwell, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you're casting the gravwell pop CS. As long as it's in that cast bar. You know you've messed up the timer if you don't get a second gravwell.
Are you guys in the raid training hall?
We're in Edge of the Mist, by
Oh,
a
okay.
tower. My tag's up. Just
Knowledge
join my
is
squad.
power.
Okay.
Okay, the biggest thing for all these combos, guys, is the timers. It can be very strict, but once you get it down, it can be very rewarding. And I believe I've covered everything there. Have I missed anything? Any questions?
No, I think that is everything. We could practice on the Lord. Practice CCing the Lord. I probably will tag up after this. We're pretty much done with the lesson, I think. It's all
Mm-hmm.
But
recorded.
if we're all on minstrel, can you imagine how slow things will die?
Yeah, that's the problem. We lack damage most of the time in our squad.
Yeah.
Alright, practice your double grab well, your combo. Let's see if you could break the bar. Let's see if you can
Let's just do, yeah. So
survive.
basic is Gravwell,
Stand your
That Lord will kick your ass, by the way. You better block.
Gravwell CS. Look, see, I can stand in it, right?
Oh, rip that, guys. Don't
Oh,
kill it. Don't kill it. You have to practice surviving inside, because that guy has a heavy bomb. He'll kick your ass.
remember me by.
Don't forget your weapon timers. Don't forget your Scepter 2. Don't forget your Signet combo. As soon as your shatters are up, don't forget to press them for timers.
Refreshing. I'm in bad shape here.
Don't forget your shield 4.
And sword too.
And sword 2.
There's so much. So good.
The alacrity combo. Uh, F1, F2, F3, shield 5.
Yeah. F1, 2, 3, shield 5.
Yeah, just hit your F skills kind of slowly, I guess.
Don't forget your Condi cleansing.
All right. Any other questions?
Don't forget your Mimic, heal,
Refreshing.
Signet.
So that's pretty much the lesson. Now we're gonna take it out to the field. If you want to keep playing Mesmer, you can test it out.
Yeah, that's pretty much the build, guys.
Thanks for teaching us.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for coming, Bumba. I really appreciate your time. All these people here, they're gonna be amazing
Yeah, no worries.
amazing mesmers in like 2 months, maybe.
Hopefully, yes. I'm always looking for Mesmer mains. I can never find anyone.
Hunting it.
And uh, anyone that I've always taught this build to, give up. So, I mean, if you guys stick with it and make it your own or whatever, that'd be great.
Oh, can you talk about like other utility skills? Like I know you said no field. What about like feedback or like
Oh, okay.
portal, blink,
Yeah,
illusion of life?
yeah. If a tag wants all those skills or you need all those skills, you can take out Signet of Midnight. You would put in Mimic, Null Field, and Blink.
Hmm.
Blink is always your getaway option. Oh, we need to talk about Portal quickly. Oh, I
Yeah,
knew I
yeah,
missed something.
yeah. Good thing I looked at it. I was like, wait a second.
Okay, so you can CS your portal, but it's really not advisable. You can't really get 3 portals out of it or anything. Also, we need to talk about max range of portaling. I always play with my minimap zoomed in. The portal distance would be... let me see.
You want me to stand
Supposed to
wherever
be
it is?
one end of the diagonal to the other, right?
No, that's too far.
Or the
So,
middle to a
yeah.
corner, right?
So,
Right
we're in
here.
the middle. I'm looking directly this way.
I think I'm
If
at the
you have your
max.
mini-map zoomed in, yeah, it's directly where Tony is. So that would be your portal range. And if you look on your mini-map, it's the range of the mini-map, basically. If you can move back a bit, Tony. Stop there. Yeah, that's the range. You see that? He's on the edge of the mini-map. That is your portal distance. You can mimic portal. So if a tag wants a portaler, you would take mimic, blink portal. Obviously, you've been stealthed or someone would stealth you. So you would do portal, blink, signet for distortion. You would be stealth, and then you would mimic portal. And even though you have a exit portal here, because you mimic portal, you still have another portal. So if everyone does that.
So, ideally, portal would be best used. Like, let's say you're inside a tower and the enemy Zerg is on the other side of the wall of the tower and they're basically controlling the choke point. You know, we can't just move out of the choke point because then they'll just bomb us unless we're really confident in our sustainability. We could just That's when you would use that portal combo. You would use Signet of Midnight to tank out of there. You could blink out of there and then portal. Put the exit portal, I should say. Something like that.
Yeah, when I'm doing it, but I'm mostly the tag too, so I'm like portaling people into enemy zergs and stuff. It might be a helpful tip for you guys actually. Let me get my signets in. So I usually take the 2 signets, blink, port, and math. Let's say if we're over here, I'll wait for my signet timers.
Make a little point.
Okay, just need 5
So back.
seconds. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to drop a port here, and then I mass. This is my mass timer. I'm looking at my timer. I have 5 seconds on mass.
Refreshing.
I pop Signet of Midnight. It gives me another 3 seconds. I'm still moving. I can use blink. And I drop port. So if you guys want to take that, you'll see the distance. And the whole time I was stealth, didn't need stab, but I distorted through the enemy bomb. So that would be the portal combo if you need to get in or behind an enemy or whatever, really, in a tower or something.
Sometimes squads use portal as an exit route. Like, let's say you're going into bomb, you bomb and it's hot, you use a portal and you exit. You get out of the Zerg. That's like
So again, we get our timers up.
My guild 10 years ago used portals as a way to bait people. So what we do is we put basically put a portal entrance on one side, put siege on top of it. Don't build it, you know. Let them push us, and then basically drop the portal behind them to kill them.
So if everyone has in Midnight, Blink, Portal, and Mass,
Yep.
and we'll all do it. And we'll all do it slowly too, so you can see the timer. Everyone got your timers up?
Yep.
10 seconds, 10 seconds. Right, I'm going to use an arrow for this guild experience banner as a marker for enemy Zerg, Tower Lord, whatever it is situation. So we're all going to drop a port and mass. And we're running around, we're moving. You're looking at your timer.
We have 40
Then you're popping.
seconds.
Oh, that's because of all of us. Yeah, no, that's fine. Keep looking at your timer. It's what you need to pay attention to.
Holy shit. Oh my god. That's a.
So we're stopping here. The timer would have come down, and we're dropping port.
This is not working.
Depending on how much stealth you need, right? You either use mass on its own, or you use mass and then a Signet of Midnight.
What the hell?
Armored up.
Don't build that.
Holy shit, that was funny.
You literally run from like one end of EB to the other.
I've literally never seen 50 seconds of stealth. That was crazy.
That was
Yeah,
great.
it's because we're all grouped.
Let's do that
I
again.
mean, we could all ambush one poor sap.
We could mass and business CS, right?
Yeah.
No, because what do
I
you
don't
call it?
think so.
Because no, continuous will pull you back physically.
Yeah, but then you just use it again. So then you have 18 seconds of stealth instead of 9.
I just did it. Yeah.
Mm,
You
Oh,
can.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
right.
you can. I think it's more of a lesson in terms of how to flexibly use all your skills.
I guess it also depends on if you're wanting to like double port.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of
It,
options, basically.
yeah. It also depends on what's in front of you, too. Like, if the tag wants a port somewhere and there's an enemy in front of you, and you know it's going to take longer than, 10 seconds, yeah, that would be advisable then. But yeah, that's the build, guys. You pretty much have to be really active with it and always looking out for something. Always pressing your shatter timers, always getting your timers up. Always remembering the distortion combos. Don't forget that also gives Aegis to the party. And if you ever get stuck in a group with no support or the group needs support, you can always take out one of the skills to put in either the stab or cleanse mantra. Mostly the stab mantra. That's what people want.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's the full rundown of the build. If you stick with the combos and get them down, yeah. As fast as they are, you pretty much stand in bombs and stuff.
Anything about the other
And
wells? Feedback, no field.
feedback is really good paired with null field. You can get triple feedback, null field, or vice versa. Most tags will want illusion of life too.
Any tips about illusion of life?
Call it,
Refreshing.
otherwise the other person is screwed. You have to call illusion of life. It is a instant res, but only on a timer. They will single down again. So if it's not called and then they run off, that's kind of their fault, really. But
Same with rally bot.
yeah, but I mean, if you
You,
don't call that and then they run back, they run off, they die. If you call it, they know they're on illusion. They run to you. Whichever direction we're moving, they can be res then. But yeah, so they're not a rally
you,
bot.
fantastic if you're winning. Kind of terrible if you're not.
Yeah. Uh,
But it's mostly a Signet build, so I mean, just have fun with it, I guess. When I'm roaming to,
Oh yeah. Someone linked the build.
I
There.
when I
Cool.
when I'm roaming too, I tend to use all Signets sometimes just for fun. Also, it's a very good mower build. If you go all Signets, mower, and you're into mowing tags, I guess you can just basically run in and mower them without taking
Oh,
any damage.
teaching
yeah.
people to be scumbags.
If you want to get super good at the build, it's how I started with it. I would recommend Berserkers. If you need a bit of a buffer, I would get Marauders. If you want to be tankier, I would go Celestial, but the meta is Minstrels.
Yep. All right. Uh, I guess that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything. I'm done talking. I've had enough talking.
Yep.
Thank you very
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
uh,
teaching us.
Thanks, Bumba. I
Bye.
appreciate it. What do you mean bye? I'm tagging up.
Yeah, bye, Tony.
I'm gonna get on my guardian.
I'll be
That
back
was
in an
valuable.
hour. Thank you.
Alright, see you in a bit.
Yeah, thanks for joining, guys.
Where is... Oh boy, that was fun. Let me get my guardian. You gonna play with me, Bumba? Or you gonna log off?
Yeah, I'll play with you.